Hey guys, August 1st, 10:13 p.m., still in the office. I'm going through some of the stories that I've been through working on my book, and when I go through some of the stories, I can't help but to sit here and get emotional. And I don't want to tell the whole world all the rough things I've been through at 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, but I feel like I have to because when I put my book out there, I want to target young women 14 through 18, 14 through 19 that are really going through tough times because they really are struggled, and it's hard when you're coming into your womanhood to be able to survive some tough things. And when you're going through those things at that time, you don't really think like, hey, I'm gonna get over this, or this isn't the end of the world. But when it's rough and you're going through these rough things and you're so young and you haven't even really come into who you are as a person yet because you're a teenager, it's really hard because you don't know anything else, and these are, I wanted to be targeted mostly to young women that didn't have anyone growing up, young women that don't have a support system or don't have a family or don't know what it is to have a family or a support system and are really just trying to figure things out, because I really had to figure things out. Like, I really did. And it's hard and it's rough and it's emotional, and it's almost like as I tell these stories, like, people start to feel bad. And of course you're going to feel bad because you're going to feel so bad that I had to go through those things. But I don't feel bad anymore. Like, I overcame all these obstacles, and although it's hard emotionally to relive a lot of these things because now I'm writing my story, it still isn't it isn't a victim situation. I want to touch these young women that are going through these things, and I want to tell them my rough stories, because trust me, I never wanted to put my story out there. I never wanted to tell the world what I went through behind closed doors out there. But I feel like I want my book and I want these stories to touch other young women, because it's rough out there, hun, but you may feel like your world is crashing down on you today or right now, but it's not always going to be crashing down on you, and it's not always going to be that rough. And if you learn how to stay strong, and you learn how to love yourself, and you learn how to really become your own person and not your circumstances, who your circumstances evolved you to be, you learn how to become your own person, you can overcome these things. Yo, these stories that I have for you guys in my book is really, really sad and heartfelt. And I know they're going to be sad. I know they're going to make you sad. I know they're going to make you sad for me. But that's not sad isn't what I'm going for. I'm going for those women that are 14 years old, 15 years old, 17 years old, 19 years old, 20 years old, trying to figure it out, and are upset by what they're going through and don't really have anyone there for them, or don't really have anyone there to love them. I want them to understand it's not the end. What you're going through now is not the end, and it won't be the end, because there's so much more out there to life. There's so much more out there. You have to learn how to love yourself, even if you feel like your family doesn't love you, or even if you feel like a man doesn't love you, or even if you feel like no one's ever been there, even if you feel like no one's ever supported you. I want you guys to really, really learn from these stories. Like, I'm not making myself emotional and uncomfortable to tell you guys these stories for no reason. I needed to touch those women because it is sad and it is hard. And especially as women and being emotional creatures, it's even harder for us. So it's not easy, and I don't want you guys to think it's easy. And my book is still in discovery mode, and I'm still trying to figure out what I want to put in it and what stories I want to tell and how much of it I want to tell and how deep I want to go. But I promise you, I'm doing it for the young women out there.